Kaiju fans, listen up. Caitlin Dever is officially joining Warner's MonsterVerse, according to Empire. She's set to take on a role in the highly anticipated sequel to Godzilla Kong. Dever is one of the most sought-after actresses of her generation and will be seen this year as Abby in the second season of The Last of Us. The next Godzilla Kong movie will be directed by Grant Sputor, who previously directed the science fiction movie I Am Mother with Hilary Swank. He thus follows in the footsteps of Adam Wingard, who surprisingly revealed in May of last year that he would not be available for a third MonsterVerse movie. Despite Wingard's early ideas for another epic kaiju battle, the script will be written by Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse author David Callahan. Prior to his departure, Adam Wingard had already teased that Destoroyah may feature in the new Godzilla Kong sequel. And there was also speculation that Manila, otherwise known as Baby Godzilla, would also make an appearance. The new clash of the cinematic giants is expected to hit the big screen on March 26, 2027. It's time for a new round of Resident Evil. Almost 4 years after Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, a new reboot of the popular horror film series is on the horizon. Via The Hollywood Reporter, Barbarian director Zach Kreger has now been confirmed to direct, and he'll also write the screenplay. The former Resident Evil films by Paul W.S. Anderson are loosely based on the Capcom video games of the same name. Featuring a combination of horror, sci-fi, and action, the old movies followed the main character Alice, played by Mila Jovovich. She fought against hordes of zombies and the murderous schemes of the Umbrella Corporation. And despite increasingly negative reviews, the 6 movies grossed a total of $1.2 billion at the box office. Early sources suggest that Kreger's version will be very different from the previous films, meaning closer to the video games and a stronger focus on horror and suspense. There's currently a huge bidding war for the project, in which Netflix and Warner Brothers are currently in the lead. Behind the scenes, however, are again Constantine Film and PlayStation Productions. A release date for the new Resident Evil film has not yet been confirmed. The horror film M3GAN became a surprise hit in 2023 and thrilled both critics and moviegoers. The film grossed $30 million on its opening weekend. And as a result, the sequel M3GAN 2.0 is now in the pipeline, for which the first plot details have now been revealed. According to World of Real, initial test screenings were behind the leaks. One viewer reported that the sequel is clearly different from the first movie. Quote, very much a 180 in terms of tone. While Part 1 was a combination of horror and black comedy, the sequel is set to be an action thriller. M3GAN, once a menacing doll, has now become a begrudging heroine. Her main goal remains the same, to protect young Katie. But this time, she's up against a threat that's much more lifelike and has sinister intentions. We can expect action-packed chases and epic robot battles, among other things. But there will also be plenty of humor. There's said to be even more dancing scenes and even moments in which M3GAN sings entire ballads. One viewer even compared the movie to Terminator 2, in which the Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, also changed sides and became a protector. The cast of the predecessor will also be back in Part 2, including Allison Williams as Gemma, Violet McGraw as Katie, and Brian Jordan Alvarez in the role of Cole. The creepy doll M3GAN will once again be played by Amy Donald and voiced by Jenna Davis. And the sequel will once again be directed and written by Gerard Johnstone and Akela Cooper. M3GAN 2.0 is scheduled for release on June 27, 2025. And fans of the killer doll have reason to be happy anyway, as the spin-off Soulmate is still in the works. The movie is set to tell a completely new story within the M3GAN universe, and will be released in cinemas on January 2, 2026. With the 5th season of Stranger Things, one of the most popular series of recent years will come to a close in 2025, and fans have been waiting for the final episode since the end of the 4th season in summer 2022. A potential leak could now tell us exactly when the wait will finally be over. Recently, a Stranger Things fan account caused a lot of discussion online with a post on X. Upside Down Scoop states that they discovered the release date of the 5th season while researching Netflix's website code. Accordingly, a release date is scheduled for November 27, 2025. And the online portal What's on Netflix reports similar information. According to their sources, the final season will be released in 2 parts. However, the first part is already scheduled for October, with the second to follow in November. Netflix already opted for the model of a 2-part season for the 4th season of the series. Now, although this information has not yet been officially confirmed, the dates do sound reasonable. After all, filming has meanwhile been completed, and a release date around Halloween and Thanksgiving seems absolutely plausible. In terms of story, the 5th season of the hit series will be set more than a year after the end of the last one. And once again, we're in for an extra long season. While we can only look forward to 8 episodes, Mike actor Finn Wolfhard recently mentioned that some of them will be the length of a feature film. Will this make up for the long waiting time for fans? At least we hope so, and we're excitedly looking forward to the final chapter of Stranger Things. After Wicked, director John M. Chu is now devoting himself to another musical adaptation. We're talking about Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. As Variety magazine reports, the animated musical film will be released in cinemas on March 17, 2028 in IMAX format. Oh, the Places You'll Go is the last book by children's author Dr. Seuss. At the center of the story is a nameless protagonist who travels through several geometrical and multicolored landscapes, and then stumbles upon a place where everyone is always waiting for something to happen. The screenplay was penned by Peter Rabbit author Rob Lieber, while J.J. Abrams and Greg Taylor are working as producers. Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, who previously worked on La La Land and The Greatest Showman, are providing the film with original songs. First, however, we can look forward to the director's latest work on November 21, 2025, with the sequel, Wicked for Good. Filming for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has kicked off. That's what James Gunn announced via his social media channels. The DC Studios boss is delighted about the start of filming and is impressed by Millie Alcock as Supergirl. Fans also get to see a first photo. It shows the Supergirl actress on the set of the film. After Jason Momoa was cast as bounty hunter Lobo, The Hollywood Reporter recently informed about the casting of Supergirl's parents. The roles are to be played by Oppenheimer actor David Krumholtz and Emily Beecham from the Netflix series 1899. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is to be based on the comic of the same name by author Tom King. Australian Craig Gillespie is responsible for directing. He knows all about strong female roles, having directed movies such as the Oscar-winning I, Tonya and Cruella in the past. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is due to be released in theaters on June 26, 2026. And further news from the DCU revolves around the Lantern series. The adaptation of the Green Lantern comic series has now found its antagonist. Danish actor Ulrich Thomsen will embody the villain Sinestro, according to the trade portal Deadline. Sinestro is a former Green Lantern who has become a villain. The character is both charming and ruthless, and is also obsessed with his former pupil Hal Jordan. Ulrich Thomsen has already played a number of villainous roles in his career. The Dane gained fame through his role in the US series Banshee, for example. Thomsen was also part of several episodes of The Blacklist. On February 9th, it's that time of the year again. The Super Bowl takes place in the United States. But it's not just football fans who are eagerly awaiting the clash between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The sports event is a veritable media spectacle. And for film fans, this means, above all, lots of new trailers. And that's not set to change this year either. As the trade magazine Deadline reports, we're in for some real top-class movie trailers. For example, Disney could provide us with new film footage from Lilo and Stitch, the live-action adaptation of Snow White, or Pixar's Elio. Deadline also claims to have learned that 2 of the 3 upcoming Marvel movies will be represented at the Super Bowl. These could be Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts with Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan, or The Fantastic Four: First Steps. For the Fantastic Four reboot with Pedro Pascal, it would be the first footage ever. Universal is set to present new trailers as well. The trailers in question are for the live-action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon and Jurassic World: Rebirth. For the new part of the dinosaur franchise with Scarlett Johansson, only fixed images have been shown so far, without any prehistoric creatures. And we might also be able to look forward to M3GAN 2.0. Meanwhile, Paramount could release trailers for the upcoming action film Novocaine and the new Smurfs movie. A new trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning could also be awaiting us. The past movies in the series were always represented with a commercial at the Super Bowl. February 9th will once again provide us with a great preview of many blockbuster releases. Which trailer are you most looking forward to? Make sure to let us know in the comments. A real feast for all anime fans. South Korean company Kakao Entertainment has announced that a live-action adaptation of the hit anime Solo Leveling awaits us. It tells the story of Sung Jin Woo, who fights for survival as the weakest hunter in a world full of monsters. One day, he's selected by a system as the only player to improve his skills. Solo Leveling is based on the original web novel of the same name, which was written by Chugong and has been published on the South Korean Kakao Page website since July 2016. The equally named series, which currently comprises 2 seasons, can be seen on Crunchyroll. However, it remains to be seen whether the new adaptation will be a movie or a series. There's also no release date yet. However, it's clear that fans' expectations are high. Visual effects and the authentic portrayal of the characters are decisive factors in doing justice to the original, especially when it comes to the realization of fantasy worlds such as that of Solo Leveling. Wow, Ryan Gosling in Star Wars. This topic is currently stirring up the film world and would be a real sensation. The usually well-informed industry portal The Hollywood Reporter tells that the superstar is currently having conversations about a new film. Specifically, they're talking about the long-planned project by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy. According to insider Daniel Rickman, the film is set to start shooting in the UK in fall 2025. And this means it's time to cast a leading actor. Levy had originally wanted to shoot a different film. However, casting Ryan Gosling would shift priorities and allow the project to really take off. As a true Hollywood A-lister, the name Ryan Gosling rings a bell for every movie fan. Over the years, the actor has delivered numerous blockbusters, whether alongside Emma Stone in La La Land, in the stylish gangster thriller Drive, or most recently as Ken in Barbie in 2023. The superstar has already taken on many well-known roles. In addition to the report on the Gosling talks, The Hollywood Reporter has also reported initial information on the film's plot. The portal found out that the film has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. Instead, the project is planned as a standalone film in the Star Wars universe. The screenplay will be written by Jonathan Tropper, who has already worked with Levy on the Netflix film The Adam Project. So we could be in for a well-established creative team. The film doesn't have a start date yet. However, with filming set to begin in the fall of 2025, we can hope for a cinema release in 2027. A look at the Disney calendar, for example, reveals an untitled Star Wars film scheduled for December 17th, 2027. This could be the film by Sean Levy. One thing is certain, after many disappointments of recent years, the franchise could definitely do with another hit. A big name like Ryan Gosling could at least ensure this at the box office. Attention Sonic fans! After Sonic 3 proved to be a complete box office success, Paramount Pictures is now following suit. The release date for Sonic 4 has now been announced. According to the industry magazine Deadline, Part 4 will be released in cinemas on March 19th, 2027, and it can be assumed that Jeff Fowler will be directing the movie again. Many fans are particularly looking forward to the appearances of Metal Sonic and Amy Rose. In total, the Sonic films have grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, so the announcement of a 4th part should therefore not be surprising. However, the first rumors have already been circulating that Part 4 will probably be the end. However, this is not really credible. After all, the franchise is very popular. But in addition to the main series films, there's also numerous opportunities to tell other stories from the Sonic universe, such as the Knuckles series on Paramount+. We're excited to see what other projects await us in the near future.